We are on the cusp of a historic trade agreement, and that's how Ursula von der Leyen, President of the European Commission, has described the long-awaited India-Europe Union free trade agreement, signaling that negotiations are finally nearing the finish line. Speaking at the World Economic Forum in Davos, von der Leyen called the proposal the mother of all deals, one that could create a combined market of nearly 2 billion people, accounting for almost a quarter of the global GDP. While she acknowledged that some issues still need to be resolved. Adding to that sense of urgency, von der Leyen confirmed that she will travel to India immediately after Davos. An India EU trade deal has been over 17 years in making now. It's taken 17 long years to finally come to fruition, and negotiations began, remember, in 2007 under the then broad-based trade and investment agreement, but stalled by 2013 amid disagreements over tariffs, market access and intellectual property, as well as labor norms and environmental standards. Talks revived in 2022 as global supply chains were disrupted and countries began rethinking trade partnerships. By early 2025, negotiations gathered pace, driven by volatile global trade conditions. Remember, the European Union is India's largest trading partner in goods, and in 24-25, India exported goods worth nearly $76 billion to the EU, while imports stood at about $61 billion. If finalized, as expected, the India-EU free trade agreement could become one of the most consequential trade deals of the modern era, reshaping global trade alignments and deepening economic ties between the two major economic powers of the world.
And right after Davos, the next weekend, I will travel to India. There's still work to do, but we are on the cusp of a historic trade agreement. Indeed, some call it the mother of all deals. One that would create a market of 2 billion people, accounting for almost a quarter of global GDP. And crucially, that would provide a first-mover advantage for Europe with one of the world's fastest-growing and most dynamic continents.
And India was among Russia's top foreign trade partners as Moscow redirected its energy flows to friendly countries. Russian Prime Minister Mikhail Mishustin said on Tuesday he pointed to strong growth in trade with India, China, Belarus and Kazakhstan. India-Russia trade has seen a dramatic surge. In the financial year 24-25, bilateral trade touched a record of $68.7 billion, up from about $13 billion in 2021, which is nearly a 5- to 6-fold jump in just 4 years. Both sides are now targeting $100 billion in trade by 2030, with cooperation expanding beyond energy into pharmaceuticals, defense and technology. Mishustin said that Russia has successfully redirected a large share of its energy exports to friendly countries despite Western sanctions, even though some energy flows require longer and costlier adjustments. He added that so-called backbone countries now account for nearly 80% of Russia's energy trade. Highlighting broader global shifts, Mishustin said that economic weight of the global South and East, led by BRICS nation, is fast rising, while the G7 is losing its relevance.